Imagine you've just arrived in South Korea. You meet someone for the first time. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a classmate, maybe it's someone you met at a cafe. You introduce yourself, you exchange a few polite words, and then, almost immediately, they ask, "How old are you?" Not your job, not your hobbies, not where you're from, your age. For many foreigners, this moment feels strange, sometimes even uncomfortable. In many cultures, age is considered private information. Asking someone directly can feel rude. In some places, people avoid the topic entirely. But in Korea, it happens every day, millions of times, and most Koreans don't even think twice about it. Why? Why does such a personal question appear so early in a conversation? Are Koreans obsessed with age, or is something else happening? To answer that question, we need to understand something important. In Korea, age isn't just a number, it's a social coordinate. Imagine two strangers meeting for the first time. One is 29 years old, the other is 31. The moment they discover this difference, the relationship changes. Not emotionally, not personally, structurally. One person now knows they should speak more respectfully. The other knows they can speak a little more casually. The uncertainty disappears. The relationship has a shape. To many foreigners, this sounds unnecessary. Why should two adults need rules about who speaks first? But for many Koreans, those rules remove awkwardness rather than create it. Knowing someone's age answers a question that would otherwise remain unclear. How should I relate to this person? This idea becomes easier to understand when we look at the Korean language itself. English is relatively simple. You can call almost everyone you. You can say thank you to your boss and your best friend using the same words. Korean doesn't work that way. The language constantly asks questions. Who are you talking to? Are they older, younger, a customer, a professor, a friend, a sibling? Every relationship changes the way you speak, sometimes dramatically. In other words, age isn't just personal information, it's practical information. Before many Koreans can comfortably begin a conversation, they need to know which version of the language to use. And age is often the fastest way to figure that out. But language is only part of the story. The deeper explanation lies in history. For centuries, Korean society was heavily influenced by Confucian philosophy. Confucianism emphasized hierarchy, family structure, responsibility, and respect for elders. The idea wasn't simply that older people were more important. The idea was that every relationship should have a clear structure. Parents and children, teachers and students, leaders and followers, older and younger. Everyone had a role. Everyone had responsibilities. This system helped create social stability. And while modern Korea is no longer a traditional Confucian society, many of those habits survived, sometimes without people even realizing it. One of the most interesting things about Korea is that age doesn't always create distance. Sometimes it creates closeness. Imagine two strangers talking. They're being polite, careful, formal. Then one discovers they're the same age. Suddenly everything changes. The speech becomes casual. The atmosphere relaxes. They might even become friends much faster. In Korea, being the same age can create an instant feeling of connection. There is even a special word for it. Chingu. Friend. Technically, the word means friend, but culturally, it often carries another meaning, someone who is your age. To many Koreans, that shared age creates a sense of equality, a relationship without hierarchy, and that can feel surprisingly freeing. Of course, not everyone likes this system. Many younger Koreans criticize it. Some believe age has too much influence. Others argue that respect should come from character, not birth year. And globalization has accelerated these debates. Younger generations consume international media. They travel. They work with people from different cultures. As a result, attitudes are changing. Today, it is becoming more common to hear young Koreans say, age doesn't matter. At least in theory, but reality is often more complicated because even when people claim age doesn't matter, Korean society continues to be built around it. Think about school. Students spend years grouped almost entirely by age. Think about military service. Most men enter and leave at similar stages of life. Think about workplaces. Promotion systems often reflect seniority. Even social gatherings frequently organize people according to age groups. The system keeps reinforcing itself, generation after generation. This creates an interesting contradiction. Modern Koreans often want more equality, more freedom, more individuality, yet many still rely on age as a shortcut for understanding social relationships. It's familiar, predictable, comfortable. Even people who dislike the system sometimes participate in it, because everyone else does. For foreigners, this can be confusing. A Korean may ask your age within minutes of meeting you, and it can feel like they're judging you. But most of the time, that's not what's happening. They're usually not asking, "How old are you so I can rank you?" They're asking, "How old are you so I know how to interact with you?" It's a subtle difference, but an important one. In the end, the age question isn't really about age. It's about relationships. It's about reducing uncertainty. It's about understanding where people stand relative to one another. And perhaps that's why this habit continues to survive, even in one of the most modern and technologically advanced countries in the world. Because beneath smartphones, skyscrapers, and high-speed internet, Korea remains a society deeply interested in one thing: understanding how people are connected to each other. And sometimes that connection begins with a surprisingly simple question: how old are you?